Hey pod people, I'm Nathan Frazier. I'm a podcaster and an entrepreneur. Today I want to tell you about BlastPod, our new product from podcastblastoff.com, and the fact that we're launching it on an October surprise. Tomorrow, Tuesday, the 13th of October, 2015, we will be launching BlastPod. Before I get into that though, I want to tell you about why I'm so passionate about podcasting. Okay, the way I see it, podcasting is like the Gutenberg press for the 21st century. For far too long, information has been bottlenecked by gatekeepers. 5 corporations control all the news that you get. Government and academia control all the education. Hollywood controls all of our entertainment choices, but not anymore. Podcasting is changing all of that. Podcasting makes you the educator, makes you the news pundit, makes you the entertainer. Podcasting puts the power of media in your hands. That's why I'm so stoked about BlastPod, the new product from Podcast Blastoff. Podcasting is a great way to spread your message, to build your brand, to market your service or product, but it can be a major headache and very costly if you don't know what you're doing. I'd like to explain why. First of all, you're going to need to pay somebody to host your podcast files. Second of all, you're going to need a website, which means you're going to have to pay for website hosting on top of hosting your podcast files, because most website hosts will not also include podcast hosting in their hosting services. On top of that, you're going to need to pay a webmaster to design a website and maintain a website for you, or you can opt for using WordPress and deal with the security issues there. I don't recommend that. There's other services like Squarespace, but still, you're going to have to learn how to use those services, and those services are not dedicated for podcasters. So there's a lot of extra stuff and a lot of very confusing things that you really shouldn't have to deal with as a podcaster. Basically though, the old way of podcasting is very expensive, very confusing, and fortunately that's not the way you have to do it anymore. Podcast Blastoff is the future of podcasting, and I am super proud to introduce our new service, BlastPod. BlastPod is a website creator designed specifically for podcasters. It's got templates to choose from, lots of color schemes to choose from, lots of plugins and widgets to use, an RSS creator to make sure that your podcast is listed on iTunes or Stitcher or any other podcasting apps out there. Also, it includes hosting, and it's all in one place. We've made it easy to manage your podcast and manage your podcasting website so that you can focus on what's really important, creating great content for your listeners. And that's not all. We're constantly improving BlastPod to make it the perfect tool for podcasters. Some of the things that we're working on right now is integrating Discuss so that you can have comments on your podcast posts. We're working on integrating Google Analytics so you can track, monitor, improve the success of your podcast. We're also working on integrating email capture through services like Aweber or GetResponse or MailChimp so that you can connect and keep in touch with your podcast listeners. Also, we're working on some new templates, a bunch of new color schemes, and a whole bunch of more widgets and plugins to make your podcasting site just top of the line. Now, I explained at the beginning of the video that we are launching as part of an October surprise, which means that we'll be launching tomorrow, Tuesday the 13th of October, 2015, but that is not the surprise. The surprise is the Pioneer Program. Now, what the Pioneer Program is an exclusive offer that we're only making available to the first 20 early adopters that sign up to use BlastPod to manage and present their podcast to the world. Now, the Pioneer Program includes access to both templates that are available at launch, all of the color schemes available at launch, and all of the widgets available at launch as well. On top of that, you get to choose which tier you want depending on how much space or memory you need to upload and host your podcast files each month, and you get that tier at the Pioneer Program price for the lifetime of your account. Now, those prices will be heavily discounted for the first 20 users. After the first 20 users sign up, those prices will be increased to reflect the value that our service provides to podcasters. But for the first 20 people that sign up, you will get locked into the Pioneer price for the lifetime of your account. If you want to find out more about how you can take advantage of the Pioneer program, make sure you head over to our website, podcastblastoff.com. You can find out all of the information there. You can sign up. You can become one of the pioneers. You can get locked into the Pioneer price for the lifetime of your account, and you can launch your podcast with style. For more information, go to podcastblastoff.com. We hope to see you there. Podcast Blastoff is the future of podcasting.